Today we've got a very special guest right here on the podcast, Charlotte Baskaran, the newest St Kilda AFLW star recruit. Charlotte, thanks for coming on.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
No worries. Now, obviously, in the most recent trade period, came across from the Hawks to the Saints, and before all that, drafted at pick 9, Western Jets captain. How did the footy journey, Charlotte, start for you originally?
Yeah, so my footy journey started back when I was 11, playing in under 12s for AFLW with some of the girls that I had originally come from athletics with. So I was lucky enough they joined up to footy and I decided to go with them. And ever since the first training session down there, I absolutely loved it. Loved the team aspect of things and getting to know people and learning about the game. Obviously, I'd done Auskick when I was little, but I unfortunately had to stop. There were no girls' teams around me locally at that point of time. So stopped for a couple of years, went into some other sports, and then, was lucky enough to join back up with some of my mates.
That's good. Obviously moving across to St Kilda, so we'll start off with the newest addition to the Saints, Charlotte. What kind of convinced you to join St Kilda, and what was the key points in joining the Saints?
Yeah, moving over to the Saints, I think watching them play a bit last season and the past couple of years, I think they're really exciting. I think, they've got a relatively younger team, and I think with where I want to play in my footy, I can develop well within the team. And I think they're growing and they're only at the start. And I think, watching them and how they want to play their style of footy is really exciting, and I just want to be a part of that.
So obviously 25 games into your career, but obviously 3 years in the system so far, and you played all games in the first 2 years of the Hawks, and they had a change of coach. Daniel Webster came in, and then you played at the start of the year, then seemed to, I don't know why, but didn't get back in. Did you see the writing on the wall, Charlotte, at some point during that season where you thought, the change just has to happen? And what kind of, did Hawthorn even say why they weren't putting you in the team in the back end of the year?
Oh, I mean, I don't think you think about it when you're in season. You want to focus on your performance and doing the right things to get back in. I always tried to do my best at training and, seek out feedback where I needed. And no, I don't really think that you think about it throughout the season. You just want to, as I said, play your best footy. So you want to stay present in the moment. And obviously when I'm playing for brown and gold, you're playing for the brown and gold. And you want to do everything that's kind of right for you and where you want to see yourself in the team. And I suppose that's why I seeked out all those things to make me better as a player and as a person as well.
Yeah. When did you feel like the Saints was the right move, and when did you kind of, lock that in that, that's the place that you wanted to be at?
Obviously in the back end of the season, there was some conversations that were had. But I think for me, it was Hawks were still in season and I still wanted to stay respectful to that. And things didn't happen till, a couple of weeks or a month-ish before the trade period had happened. And, it wasn't really left in my hands. The clubs obviously had those discussions and, I was kind of lucky with that process that I didn't really have to do too much besides for, voice where I wanted to go. And, and then that's just kind of how it folded, really.
That's right. Was it a tough decision to leave the club that you kind of get drafted by, because they're the ones that so far kickstarted your journey?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I had a great 3 seasons there, and I look back and I made so many great memories with some of the people there, and loved my time. But footy is a business, and at the end of the day, I want to play my best footy. And I think making that decision was definitely big, but I think it's just a positive opportunity for me and where I want to grow and develop in the future.
What excites you about joining the Saints? Obviously, you mentioned about a young list. What excites you overall to join the club?
Joining the club, I think it's just going to be really exciting. As I touched on before, they're kind of at the start of their development, and I can see where they want to go. And even being in the club the last couple of weeks and training a bit has been, really good. And I can see the involvement from the group and the development that they want. We want to be winning games. We want to be playing finals. So winning grand finals is ultimately the end goal. So I can see where the girls in the club really want to go from, and I can see where they're wanting to build, and everyone's buying in and putting input in. So it's really great to see.
That's good. And you mentioned too about being at the Western Gesture, with the captain of the Western Gesture, and I'm sure leadership, Charlotte's something that you've always wanted to be a part of and may continue to be involved with. How did that role originally come about? Is that clearly something you want to stick into in the future, so in a leadership space?
Yeah, so obviously in my draft year, played for the Western Jets, loved my time there, had, great opportunities, obviously, with being the captain. And I think with me and my leadership style, I like to lead by example. Yes, you can talk when you need to talk and have those tough conversations when you need to. And I think, being at the Jets back then, there was a bit of obviously stigma around, Western side not being potentially very good. And if you look at the track record, they probably weren't. So I think coming into my draft year, I wanted to really lift up the girls and, say we can do this. And then obviously going throughout the season, there were obviously times that we didn't think we'd win, but I think it was just getting everyone onto the same page and having a mutual understanding and a goal of where we wanted to end up. And luckily enough, we did. And we had obviously some girls drafted from that year as well, which obviously helped, but the buy-in from everyone was great. And as I said before, with me, it's just about leading by example and doing the right things that I can to optimize my performance.
Must be really good too to have played in a premiership with the Jets and to cap off your Jets part of your footy career.
Oh, 100%. It was the best time ever.
For sure. It would be. Now we track back to the draft week and the draft year. How did you handle all that talk about, being put in the top 10, obviously end up going at pick 9, but when the closer and closer the draft got, how were you feeling going into it?
Oh, you're obviously going to be a bit nervous, but if anything, I think the experience was just really exciting. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what number you go. Whoever gets drafted is going to be drafted, and you're going to be in a list. And, you got to work hard. Being drafted in a top 10 or wherever you are, it doesn't really ensure you everything. So I think, getting on a list and that whole night was just super exciting. Didn't know where I was going to end up, but I was pumped, and to be there with so many of my other friends, it was great to see them all get through and be drafted. That's
good. And you mentioned that you weren't quite sure where you were going to end up. Did you have any indications, now that you think back on it, that Hawthorn at that time were given that extra indication that it may be there, or were you completely in the dark and didn't have any clue where it was going?
Oh, I was pretty much in the dark. Yeah, I wasn't quite sure. So, it was a bit of a surprise, but yeah.
That's good. How was that exact moment that your name was read out by Hawthorn at that time? How special that would have been?
Oh, it was very special. I mean, it's obviously been a goal and dream of mine since I was pretty little. So to actually have my name called out in the draft was amazing. And I just knew at that moment, all of my dreams had come true, and it was time to pretty much get stuck into it and get into work.
That's right. Now, I'm sure you'd remember this, there was a draft diaries, I think, that had for you, and that some of your family members had pre-recorded a draft message a few days prior. Do you recall that, and how special was that moment as well?
Oh, yeah, it was amazing. It was my mum and my sister, and I had no idea at that time what we were doing or what we were going in to do. And when the video came out, it was pretty emotional. My mum and my sister, and I should say my dad as well, are my 3 biggest supporters. And for them to come out and say some nice words and reflect on, I suppose, all the hard work that I'd put in, it was pretty amazing, and I absolutely love them.
Yeah, that's right. And then we mentioned too, we were just talking off camera about back in the day at the Western Jets and everything like that in your draft. You remember a photo, Charlotte, of that time?
Yes, I remember that game. I unfortunately injured myself in that game, but the academy and the Australian games were a great experience. I definitely learned heaps throughout the camps, and things that are going to set you up for the future, and the things you should do to, I suppose, as I said before, get your performance to be the best it can be. So I learned heaps throughout those experiences, and unfortunately I did injure myself that game.
It must have been, though, a huge honour, as you said, to represent Australia and be part of the AFLW's academy sides as well, and further prove that you're going to get to the level that you're at now.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely loved it.
What was it like trying on the Saints colours for the new time? Got another photo of Amber Clark as well, obviously, who's just joined across from the Bombers. Must be pretty cool to put on the colours. And what was it like putting them on for the first time?
Oh, it was pretty cool. I mean, obviously, Amber and I have known each other for many, many years, coming from athletics together, and actually competing against each other. So now it's nice that we're going to be on the same team. And yeah, the colours are very different, but I think they look very good, and can't wait to hopefully, wear them out in a game.
Sure. Obviously, coming across from the Saints, obviously at Hawthorn, you mainly played as a wing and played a bit up forward as well. What role has Nick Del Santo got you kind of envisioned for at the Saints this year and beyond?
Yeah, I mean, haven't had those conversations yet around that. Obviously, when preseason starts, I'm sure they'll be had. But my aspirations are to play inside the mid. I think that's where I play my best footy. And I suppose last season you said I played a bit of that half forward role, and it's definitely not an easy position. It's very hard being a small forward. But I think with my skills, like my running capability, and yeah, I think that kind of position can also be good for me as well. And at the end of the day, I'm happy to play wherever as long as I'm playing and getting better and learning more.
That's all right. Who's some players at St Kilda they are looking forward to playing alongside this time instead of playing against?
Yeah, I think I mentioned it. Obviously, Amber. Pretty cool that I get to come along with her, and we get to start our Saints journey together. And I think, the likes of Georgia Patrikios, Jamie Lambert in the midfield, and then you've got like Jessie Wardlaw up forward. She's pretty awesome. Yeah, I just think everyone in general has been super lovely and super welcoming. So it's been a really good environment to be a part of. And yeah, I just can't wait to play with them all.
That's good. I was watching some of your highlights from your whole time in footy, and it's very funny and very fitting. It'll be on the Instagram when I post the trailer, and it had a lot of Saints highlights in it, or against St Kilda highlights, coincidentally tackling Tiana Smith, who's now going to be one of your midfield teammates. Might have one up on them. Hannah Priest, the captain, obviously smothering as well. So you got one up on them at the moment.
Yes, I do remember that game. Yeah, it's quite funny to look back at now, but yes, I will be wearing the Saints colours obviously this time. So yeah.
That's good. Now I am going to ask some teammate questions. I know you've only just joined the club, but I always like asking teammate questions. Some of them you may know pretty well, some you may not, but that's the whole point of this is how well do you reckon you know your new Saints teammates, Charlotte, so far?
Oh, it's pretty hard. Like I've met most of them, but some of them I'm still getting to know, and I've been lucky enough to train in the VFLW with some of the girls. So I've gotten to know those ones really well, but there's still a few that I'm still getting to know.
All right, that's fair enough. All right, so let's see how you go here. So there's going to be 5 teammates here. We'll see how you go. The first one, they have played at how I will do this is I'll give you 2 clues, Charlotte. If you get it wrong, you'll get one more additional clue, then you'll have to get it off that clue. Last clue, if you need the last one. Right, so the first one is they've played at 2 clubs, including St Kilda. They are a quick player. That's the first part.
Yeah. Oh.
So who do you reckon that would be?
It's going to be tough. 2 clubs and they're quick. Is it Natalie Plain?
No, but I'll give you an additional clue. I'll give you an additional clue, so I feel like it might be a bit hard for you. So this player we've already spoken about, and they played up forward as well.
Up forward. Is Jessie Wardlaw?
No, the answer was Amber Clark.
Oh, okay, yeah.
All right, now that's okay. Right, I'll throw in an ex-Hawthorn player just to see how you go there. All right, so this player was a winger, and they wore the jumper number 5.
Molly?
No, sorry, the Hawthorn one.
Oh, Hawthorn. War number 5. Last season, who wore number 5? Was last season Mattia?
It was, but that's not. I even missed the number. Okay, I'll take that back. I see. I stuff it. See, when you do impromptu questions that you don't plan, I stuff it. Number 4.
Flem.
Yeah, there you go. See, so now if you get none, at least you got one. There you go, Jess Fleming.
Yeah.
Right, perfect. Right, back to the St Kilda one. Look, Charlotte, I hope you really do get this one. All right, this player is currently 21 years of age, and they've played 25 AFLW games.
Myself.
Yes, good. I'm glad you got that because a lot of people stump the question on themselves more than the other question. Now, you've just joined Secure, so it's probably going to be a tad other than some others. But normally, as long as you get your own one right, some people have got it wrong, by the way. They've stuffed up the question about themselves.
They overthink it.
They do, because they don't think, when I say the word teammates, not thinking about themselves. But there you go. Right, so 2 for 3, not a bad start. Right, so this player plays in, this is now St Kilda only. They are a defender, and they wear the jumper number 12.
Oh, gosh. 12. I'm terrible with numbers.
Okay.
Who's 12?
A tall defender.
Yeah.
They were.
BJ?
If you remember who? Sorry.
Yanka Jacobson?
No. Right. So the final clue is they are. Well, I don't know about this year. I'd assume they would be. Last year they were in the leadership group. So I don't make these hard. I don't try and make these too easy.
Oh, I know. I'm just terrible. Now I feel so bad I'm not getting them. Number 12.
The initials are SW.
Serene.
Yeah, Watto. Yep. There you go. Good. There you go. So maybe that'll work. Okay, good. See, 3 for 4. Never in doubt. All right. Now I've got 2 more. So, gee, I thought those ones were easier. So I've made these 2 probably a tad harder. So good luck with this. Now, this player was originally drafted from the Calder Cannons, and they are a 2-time Saints best and fairest winner.
I have 2 in my head.
Yeah.
I have Jamie Lambert or Georgia Patrick.
All right. I won't say yes or no to any of them, but you can take a stab at one of them. It may be one of them.
Oh, I'll go Georgia.
Perfect. See, I was waiting for it. The other clue would have been 35 games. Good job. See, never in doubt, Charlotte. Never in doubt. Right, the last one. This is probably going to be the hardest one. This one I've put some impossible clues that, well, may not be impossible, but we'll see if you can get it. Right. So they were drafted originally from the Dandenong Stingrays, and they finished twice in the top 3 of the best and fairest. They have not won one yet.
Ooh. T. Smith?
Perfect. See, on fire. Never in doubt. Shall see, you know I'm better than you may think now.
I know. I'm impressed with myself.
Impressive. Good job. Now we're going to go straight into hot topic food questions. There's always controversial food questions, Charlotte, and I love asking these as well because people get so worked up, I feel, over simple food questions. Now, there's going to be 6. Now, you have to technically answer them how I would. The lowest score anyone's ever gotten is a bunch of people on 3. No one's ever got under 3. So we'll see how you go with this type of quiz as well. Well, the first one, chicken palmy. Is it a palmy or is it something else?
Palmer.
See, that's the answer I won't accept from the same state, but I still don't accept that. I'm going to try and make you change your mind. I don't think I will, but I've convinced people before. Two reasons, shall I say, is number 1, spell it out. It's an I, right? And then if you pronounce it, it's Parmigiana.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, that's okay. But second one, pineapple on a pizza, yes or no?
Yeah.
Oh, gee, 0-2. This is not the start we wanted, but that's okay. Right. Tomato sauce, Charlotte, cupboard or fridge?
Fridge.
I'll give everyone a point for this because unless they say neither, then they get nothing. So you 1 for 3. Now, this is how the quiz kind of started before with the teammate one. It started slow, then build up. So let's see if that'll trend the same way. Favorite food?
My favorite food.
Yep.
Rice paper rolls.
Interesting answer. Not bad. So that's 2 for 4. Right, I need at least one more. Food you don't like.
Oh, jeez, there's not much I don't like. All right, this is gonna be a bit controversial, but I
Oh
don't
boy.
really like chicken palmies.
You know what? I used to like them, but I'm not a massive chicken person. But
Yeah,
palming was like kind of the exception. But I've kind of gone off them. So I mean, I'm going to give you a point because I've partially gone off it myself. So three
yeah.
for five. So you're safe now. For extra point, the last one: favorite takeaway / restaurant place or type of food.
My favorite takeaway would probably be I like Vietnamese food, so probably
Okay,
Vietnamese Asian fusion. Yeah.
that's all right. I got a particular go-to order.
I like pho, as some people call it.
Mm-hmm.
Or obviously rice paper rolls or like a
Yep.
rice vermicelli bowl with grilled chicken.
Very nice. So 4 out of 6. So you were never in doubt. Never in doubt. See, just like the teammate one, you just went up. So that's good. Start slow and build your way up. Comeback victory. So
Yeah.
very good. Right, now I am going to go back to asking some teammate questions. They're not quizzes. So now this can relate to Hawthorn players because you've obviously been there a while, or St Kilda if there's some you want to answer as St Kilda people. Right, so the first one I will ask is who would watch your own highlights and Google themselves?
Oh, I'll dive in Chris Stratton here from Hawks.
That's fair. There's going to be I feel like a few players will get mentioned in these categories. The next one is who loves the limelight and the attention at either club and they can't get enough of it.
Oh, the limelight. We'll go just Serene Watson only because I can tell she's got so much energy and she loves to find a camera and pose for the camera.
Yeah, I know Watto pretty well, and I can definitely agree to that. That's definitely a person that would. I was expecting that answer, but I didn't know if you knew that just yet. But that's a good one.
Yeah.
A good person, Watto is. Now, the next one is if you were stuck on a deserted island with teammates, who would you be bringing and not bringing, and why?
Ooh. Who would I bring? I'd probably, funny enough, bring Chrissy Stratton only because she'd probably provide me with some entertainment. But I probably wouldn't bring. Oh, I don't know.
It is a hard one.
I can't think of anyone.
I feel like sometimes people either have someone straight away or they struggle.
Yeah.
It's a particular trait of someone, though, Charlotte, though you wouldn't want that's got a particular trait or quirk or whatever you want to call it.
No one really comes to mind. No.
All right, that can be a good thing, so that's good. Now, what's something someone does at the club that you can't stand, whether that's leaving rubbish around, just being flat out annoying? Is there anyone that wins that?
Haven't yet experienced it at Saints. Kashi, when she was my locker buddy, obviously we used to have a bit of a laugh because we were both well organised and clean, and sometimes some of the other people weren't. So I suppose like being untidy and unorganised is a bit of a pet peeve.
Sure. Who was some of your favourite teammates out of the Hawks? And who do you reckon you've connected so well at the Saints so far in the short time?
Yeah, I mean, at Hawks, I've still got some mates there, obviously, that I talk to. Chrissy Stratton, Tamara Smith, Kashi, and obviously there's a few more that I talk to. And now moving to the Saints, Amber Clark's my locker buddy, so I talk to her a fair bit. And I think just in general, getting to know everyone, I think it's good to do that going in and branch myself out of my comfort zone and kind of chat and get to know everyone. And going in and speaking to some of the draftees in Kyla and Zoe as well. They've been obviously new to the club, so it's good to get them involved and talk to them a fair bit. And Natalie Plain is someone that I've probably spoken to a fair bit at VFL training, and I suppose just everyone.
That's good. Now, have you received, speaking of jumper numbers, have you got your new jumper number yet? And is it 28 like the photos shown?
I do have my new jumper, and it's not number 28.
Oh, so that was a disguise. So I felt for that. I thought that was the real one. Well, there you go. When you said locker buddies, it made me think. So I'm thinking, Amber, I'm pretty sure I had 11 in that same photo, and that's not locker buddies then, if they're 11 and 28.
No.
So I picked up on that. There we go. I'll do my detective work. I'll go see which numbers were vacant and then connect the dots. We'll do that. All right. So coach's pet. Was there ever a coach's pet at Hawthorn, or was there any at St Kilda that you've already picked up on?
No, I haven't picked up on any at St Kilda. And Hawthorn, I suppose maybe there were a few. But I won't name them.
Fair enough. Now, teammates that I'm sure there's answers for this. Who's some teammates that kind of fly under the radar at either? These can be at either club. They kind of fly under the radar and don't get talked about publicly as much as you feel they should.
I think at Hawthorn, maybe Tamara Smith. I think she was underrated, and I think, if you watch her games, she actually does a lot for the team, and she does a lot of self-help acts, and her defensive pressure off the halfback is just absolutely immense. So definitely don't want to play on her if we come across Hawthorn. But I think, she was one at Hawthorn. And at St Kilda, as you said before, I haven't really spent enough time there to kind of know or pay attention to. So that will probably come a bit later.
That's fair. Now, if any teammates from either of the clubs would appear on a TV reality show, who would appear on that show and what would that show be?
Geez. You've put some questions in here where I really had to think about it. A TV show.
Any drama, comedy type, anything?
I feel like Charlotte Simpson, Natalie Plain. Serene would probably be on there too. I actually don't know what their show would be called, but I think it would be pretty funny. They're always having a bit of trouble and they've got a lot of energy, so definitely tune in.
This might be a similar answer then, Charlotte. If any teammates from either clubs were to form a rock/music band, who would be in that music band and what would they be called?
I might add Jessie Warthaw to the mix. I don't know if she plays any instruments, but I can see her on a drum set maybe. Yeah.
Very good. Add it to the list you already had. All right. So now, is there any hidden talents away from teammates now? If there's any hidden talents that you have that people may not know?
I get asked this one a fair bit, but I don't really think I have a hidden talent. No, unfortunately.
Okay. That's fair enough. Now, obviously, you've moved across from Hawthorn now to St Kilda. So if you could poach any player, this doesn't have to be Hawthorn, it could be anybody. If you could poach any player from another club to join the Saints and play alongside you, who would that player be and why? Is it unrealistic as it wants that you can whoever?
Oh, wow. Geez, there's so many players. I've got three. I think either
go on.
Ellie Anderson.
Oh, yeah.
Jazzy Garner.
Yep.
Or Ash Riddell.
Some good midfielders there.
Yeah, very talented.
Very, very good. Now, any nicknames, Charlotte, that you get in general that you like or dislike?
Obviously had a unique nickname at Hawthorn. So it evolved from Carol, obviously my name being Charlotte Baskaran, Carol Baskin, to Kazzle Dazzle. And then obviously moving to the Saints, we're in the process now that the girls are trying to find me a nickname. So Shazza's on there, Shazza Baz. I don't really know yet. We're still kind of figuring it out.
Yeah. What do you prefer?
Oh, I don't mind, honestly. Whatever's going to stick and whatever the girls are liking at the moment.
That's good. How many people, number one, mispronounce your last name and or spell it wrong?
There's been a fair few, I think. I get a couple of different ways that my last name's pronounced, but it is Baskaran.
That's right. Good. I thought so. I'm glad I got it right because I didn't want to be the one to butcher it. Now, so I'm glad I haven't yet. What are some fun facts about you, Charlotte, that people may not know about you?
Some fun facts. I'm very, very tidy and clean. I love shoes, so I'm always looking at buying more shoes, whether it's sneakers or boots or any type of runner. I love buying shoes. What else is there? I actually really enjoy cooking, so I've just started meal prepping every week. I pick 2 meals, and I really enjoy getting in the kitchen and cooking, and
That's good. So, is there any particular? We were talking about food before, but is there any particular dish that you feel like you're pretty good at doing?
Oh, there's a fair few. But like this week, I had a beef burrito bowl, which is really nice. Yeah, so I kind of just pick whatever's gonna suit me for the week, and obviously my training days. I've got a bit of a pasta made up as well, so some carbs and some protein.
Good food options. I like them ones. They're good. Now, mark or goal of the year, Charlotte. Which one would you rather do, and why? No matter how unrealistic you may think it'll be, which one would you rather do?
Oh, they're both pretty cool, but I reckon goal of the year.
So do I. I feel like with the goal, you can carry on for so long with the celebration and everything like that. With a mark, no matter how good it is, whether you've marked it for a set shot, you have to get up within 10 seconds. With a goal, you can get about 30 seconds to a minute to carry on, maybe 2 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Yep.
Now, if you were to best describe the best goal you would love to ever get, Charlotte, adding the distance, the angle, the moment, the occasion, how would you love to pull off that goal of the year?
Oh, I watch Collingwood play a fair bit, and obviously some of the goals from Bobby Hill are pretty cool. So I think, one from the boundary maybe at speed with someone chasing me would be pretty cool.
That's good. Now, speaking on the same topic of goals, do you remember your debut goal in the AFLW commentary for the Hawks? And if so, what did you think of it?
Yes, I do remember it. It was quite funny because I wasn't actually sure if it was a goal or not. So one of my teammates celebrated probably more than me, but it was quite funny to look back at and say that I actually did kick it. Well, bounced in.
Well, I was watching it yesterday. I can't remember who the player was because it was too zoomed out to know who it was. But yeah, it's like 45, and it just bounced about 5 meters out, and then just rolled straight through. And you're talking about the celebration. That player, I could see from the distance, had their hands up, massive, going nuts, more than you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was quite funny. But yeah, when she celebrated, I knew it had gone through.
That's good. What do you feel like has been the best individual game in the AFLW, Charlotte, that you've played so far, where you feel like you fit it in well and it was just like everything clicked?
I suppose it's not really a game that I look back on. Like, obviously, when I review games, I look for positives and negatives. So I think for me, a game that I played well last year or last season was the game I came back in. So I think it was against GWS. When I kicked
that's right.
2 goals. I played well then. And then obviously in my Rising Star game, I was really happy with my efforts and, the way I slotted into the team, I suppose.
I think that was the St Kilda game too, wasn't it, I think?
Yeah, it was.
Very, very good scene. Love playing against them. Now you're going to join them. Now, you talked about before about when you go through your games, you want to go through the good things and the bad things. What are some things, Charlotte, that you reckon you're trying to improve on a little bit more compared to the strengths that you have?
I think you can always get better and improve your strengths. Like, at the end of the day, you want to turn it into a weapon and you want that to set you aside from someone else. So with me, I think my skills are something that I always continuously work on because, you've seen the AFLW expand and grow and get so much better. And with all the talent coming through the pathways now, I think it's definitely important to be able to, execute really, really well. And so I think skills are something that I look at always getting better at. And I suppose for me, my running and my capacity to run out games, I think being fit now in the W is so important. And teams you can see who are fitter obviously have the upper hand. And being fitter means you can obviously have better skills when you're out there. So I think they work really well hand in hand. And I think, they're the two areas I really want to improve and focus on.
That's right. It must be, though, we mentioned a little bit already, but it must be exciting to go play for a new club. And then Georgia Patricios, who's probably one of the best young players in the comp back before the injury, and, didn't get to play at all last year. And the Saints, just missed out on finals, must be giving the club a lot of confidence. They had Georgia back in the mix. They had yourself, Emma Clark, will probably push through there at times as well, along with the other names that are already there. Must be pretty exciting to have a good midfield crew that are also flexible can play multiple positions as well.
Oh, definitely. And I think, something that I've learned in W is that you have to have a primary and secondary role. I think that's really important. Learning different positions and different roles and structures. I think it's really good if you're playing one position and you know the structure of another. You can have more of an understanding. So definitely super exciting that there's so many players and we have depth within the midfield and other positions. And I can't wait to get stuck into pre-season.
That's right. Have you got any game day superstitions, Charlotte, that you must do on game day?
Oh, if you've noticed, I usually play with my hair braided. So whether my mum or a teammate does that, I will always play with it braided. And I always wear a bright boot, so bright footy boots.
Okay.
One, so my family can see me, and two, just because I like it.
Very good. Make it stand out. That's a good thing. Instead of being the generic same color that everyone has, have a bright, whatever color it is, orange, say, for example, then it'd be more noticeable to stand out and be seen.
Definitely.
Sure. What is a week-to-week like for you, Charlotte? In the off-season and in-season, it must be way more intense than too.
Well, I'm currently at uni full-time, and we'll try to continue to do that full-time like I did last year throughout the whole year. But I'm really lucky. My uni is super flexible, so I'm able to complete my work when I need to complete it. But yes, I'm at uni 3 days a week. I'm training 3 days a week at the moment. And then obviously in the gym as well as out on the field. And when I'm not doing that, I'm spending time at home with my family, my boyfriend, spend time with my dog. And then I like going out for walks and going out for coffee dates. And spend some time with my sister.
Very nice. And I feel like just hearing from that, what you mentioned there, it feels like, and some other players have said this to me as well, I feel like sometimes the off-season or in pre-season mode is sometimes busier in terms of the individuals week to week, more than, say, in-season where it's mainly just footy, and that's not it, but like kind of the main part only.
Yeah, I mean, it can get like that sometimes. Obviously, when, our off-seasons, a lot of people think our off-season's full of doing nothing, but we have to keep fit and we have to keep on top of it. So, you can say we don't really have much of an off-season, and, there's a lot of girls fitting that in around work and, life in general. So it is super tough at times. And then when pre-season comes around, we're all in there and we're in routine. So we know what's kind of set up for the week and how we can prepare ourselves for that. But, I think it's great that a lot of the girls are flexible and, they can still go and work and train at the same time.
That's right. And then we're talking about like the season and the length of the season, which was what I wanted to get to. Obviously, it's been extended by an extra game for this upcoming year. Must be good to be extended, but hopefully, I suppose, in the future, obviously, clearly to be way more extended in terms of quantity of games, similar to what the men have.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, we want to play everyone once. And with the AFL, like obviously at the moment, it's probably a little bit hard to do that. And I'm sure the AFL will work that out at the right time to do that. But for now, we just focus on the season ahead, and I think 12 games is what it's at. So, another game this season, and it's not in a condensed fixture, which is amazing. So, I suppose we best prepare ourselves for that, and it's more than what we had last season. So that's what we've got to be grateful for.
Yeah. I'm sure you're hoping and praying when that fixture gets released that Hawthorn's name's on there.
Oh, I mean, I can't decide that, but I guess whatever the fixture is whatever it is, and you go into every game attacking it, and yeah, hopefully can win a few.
That's right. So I got a few more for you, Charlotte. So I really appreciate you giving some time to come on here. What are some of your most prized possessions that you own?
Oh, prized possessions. Oh, I don't reckon I have many. Obviously, I said I love my shoes, so I've got a lot of shoes. And a lot of clothes. I have a lot of clothes as well, so I probably would say my wardrobe is my prized possession.
That's fair enough. If you could have any superpowers, what would those superpowers be?
Invisibility
Mm, good one.
or reading people's mind would be pretty cool too.
That would be very good. And invincibility and things flying, I think, is or being able to move around, but you wouldn't have to pay for anything. And if you're invisible, no one can see you, just like John Cena, I guess.
Yeah, that'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. Obviously, to a day or night person, I feel like this answer could go either way. I'm hearing a lot of people say day person. Are you more of a day or night person?
I suppose it depends. Like, I love a sleep in, so I
Yeah.
tend to not wake up too early. But it's a tough one. I'd probably say I am a day person.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm the same as you. If you can sleep in, that's a great thing,
Yeah, it is.
and not have to be up so early. That'd be annoying. Favorite app on your phone?
Oh, I love TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably TikTok.
Nice and simple. All right. So the last one for you, so I really appreciate you coming on, Charlotte, is your bold call for season 2025, Charlotte. It can be about absolutely anything. It can be about yourself. It can be about St Kilda. It can be about anything in the competition in general. What is your bold call for 2025?
I don't think it's bold, but Saints will play finals this year.
Let's hope that. Being a Saints supporter myself, Charlotte, I really do hope that happens. And yeah, that'd be great to see. I really appreciate you coming on, Charlotte. All the best for pre-season and eventually when it comes around playing in late back end of the year for the Saints. Appreciate you coming on.
No worries. Thanks for having me.